Hi, this is Barry Deck, author of the book The Pirates of Manhattan. Today we're going to talk about Jim Cramer's Stay Mad for Life. We're going to talk about Jim because he has an awful affinity or a very strong affinity for his old employer, Goldman Sachs. And the reason why I say this is because in Jim's stock picks in his book, it's very clear that he has connections to Goldman Sachs. And he makes no bones about promoting Jim. He makes no problems about promoting his book, Stay Mad, on his television show, and he makes no bones about pushing Goldman Sachs connections. The first thing is on stock number 2 of Jim's book, pick in this book, Mad Money, Stay Mad rather, excuse me, Stay Mad for Life. Jim's number 2 stock pick after Caterpillar is actually Goldman Sachs. And in that, Jim says, Jim Ever the Insider says about all his wonderful inside connection with Goldman Sachs, i.e. Bob Rubin, Teflon Bob Rubin of Citigroup, Lloyd Blankfein is the new CEO of Goldman Sachs, and other guys like Henry Paulson, who's now the Treasury Secretary of the United States. That's Jim's pick number 2. Stock number 17 that Jim picks is of the New York Stock Exchange. If you don't remember, folks, the New York Stock Exchange used to be a not-for-profit corporation. And that's right, folks, a not-for-profit corporation. It's also where Richard Grassa made a $160 million payday for working for a not-for-profit. In any event, Jim pushes the New York Stock Exchange because it was brought public by Goldman Sachs and run by John Thain of Goldman Sachs, and now run by Duncan Niederhauer of Goldman Sachs. John Thain has actually left the New York Stock Exchange, and now he's working for the wounded Thundering Bull Merrill Lynch, which has lost 47% of its value. And then lastly, we have Jim's pick in here, and he says he saves the best for last, folks. Jim says he saves the best for last, which is he talks about his friend Eddie Lampert and Sears Holding. And Jim says how in his book how he's known Eddie for 25 years and how they're bested chums, and they just have a warm and fuzzy relationship. Jim says don't give up on this stock, and it's a wonderful stock, and so on, and he really believes in Eddie Lampert. Well, to make you a long story short, folks, Eddie Lampert essentially put together Sears and Kmart a few years back and created Sears Holding Corporation. You'll see, but however, what Mr. Lampert has not done very well with Sears Holding. The thing is that it's actually lost about, about 50-60% of its value, 50% of its value, or roughly $14 billion in market capitalization. Another bet which Mr. Lampert met was a big bet in Citigroup. And Eddie Lampert, through his ESL hedge fund and his RBS Partners fund, made an additional bet of about $1.3 billion, and since that time, Citigroup has lost 53% of its value. So, if you want to make money for yourself, your best bet is probably to make it for yourself and not in the stock market. And that's just some of the clues on Jim Cramer's Stay Mad for Life.